Hey guys, welcome to Pop 411, your weekly podcast for all things pop culture. I'm Ireland.
I'm Carlos.
And our special guest today is none other than Katy LaGray.
So,
Welcome, Katy. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
You are our first victim.
Welcome
to the nerd room.
I'm sorry.
I like it in here. I feel safe.
So we actually wanted to cover today talking about, I think, like, between the three of us, we've been around conventions and
Fans.
yeah, all that shit. So we've seen and heard some shit. We've been in some shit. So I think that this episode we should really dive down into crazy fan stories that we've encountered or crazy con stories, whether it's at the con or after con. Because I know there's some shit that goes down after the con.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know my ass is at the gym or asleep by then because I'm fucking old as ancient. So it's what happens when you're immortal, guys. You're all fucked up in the time frame.
I don't know. What that's
Also,
like.
if I wasn't a psycho up at like 5 a.m. at conventions going to the gym, it probably would be a different story, but...
I don't go to bed until 5 a.m. Oh my god. That's crazy. This bitch is at the gym. I'm fucking hungover and trying to
slaying
get
weights and you're trying to find the pillow.
So Katy, why don't we start off by you kind of giving us a little insight into where you started in the community, the cosplay community. Like, when did you get your first start? Where did you go to your first con? Like,
who are you?
Oh, you. Yeah, very
calm
Alice in
down, Jeff
Wonderland.
Notebook.
I like
Where's
that.
your second?
Where's the hookah?
I know.
Who are you?
Oh,
I love it. Well, I'm from Baltimore, so yeah. So back when Otakon was still there, that was my first convention. I think I had just graduated high school. I was 17 maybe, and I went with some friends. Am I allowed to talk about Oh, okay, yeah. So we ate a bunch of pop brownies and we went to Otakon and oh my god,
Did I say this word?
yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about.
You're good.
So all right, cool. So yeah,
Have you heard my mouth? You're
I'm just making sure. So yeah, we ate a bunch of brownies and we went to the con and I just remember walking around oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. I was like, there's a place for people like me? What the fuck?
I belong.
Yeah, and my dad talked me out of dressing. I was like, I want to dress up, and he's like, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be overwhelming. You should maybe just scope it out first. I'm like, oh yeah, right. Totally should have dressed up. Because what did I do? Immediately bought one of those shitty cheap wigs, right? And
it's super shiny.
Yeah, and a tail and some dumb shit just because I was like, I want to fit in. This is crazy. And it was awesome. I had a great time. So then that was 2012 or 2013.
Oh wow. Yeah.
2013.
You've been doing it, yeah. Same
2013,
time.
yeah.
That was
Well,
first
yeah,
time.
so then the following year I went to Otakon and I was like, this year I'm making a fucking costume, and I did Morrigan Enslin from Darkstalkers, and me and my grandma slaved over that sewing machine.
Oh, your grandma.
Yeah, she taught me how to sew, and she hates
Just
me
like your
for it.
grandma.
Yeah,
But
right?
yeah, we made the wings and everything, and I just felt like the coolest person ever, and it was so addicting, and ever since then I've just been
It's like crack.
making shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's addicting. Hey,
Yeah.
You make armor and shit, so you do a lot of stuff from a lot of people may be familiar with it or not familiar with the work, but you do a lot of kick-ass fucking armor pieces.
Thanks.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, recently you did Colossal Con, you did this Squirtle Squad, and they're like, Sienna's got her butt out. It's beautiful, by the way. But a lot of people don't know that you actually do, you
You're
make
crafty.
everything. You're super crafty. You do a lot of armor pieces.
Yeah.
Kind of bad. I mean, I'm not going to say my own, kind of badass. So.
I appreciate it. You guys are talking me up. It's my passion project. I mean, I love doing lewds and I enjoy making more 18 plus geared content. It's really fun for me, especially if I can do it in a creative way. But my passion is definitely making Warcraft builds. And it's funny because I never shoot any of them. I don't have good photos of
You just
any
make them.
of my armor or I sew. I have I have big gowns that I've made. I did Princess Yue as the moon spirit years and years
Why
and years
haven't
ago.
you shot this yet?
Yeah, I actually just brought that down when I traveled back down here, so I have it now. I have to
There
get it dry
we go.
cleaned though, and then I have my version of Rosalina from Super Mario Galaxy. I made the dress a little different because I wanted to showcase that the underside of the dress is a galaxy. So I made it a high-low.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
Dude, that's awesome.
I make all my Renfest outfits. Like, I love doing stuff like that, but it doesn't really get appreciated as much as the, hey, I took this selfie in the bathroom with my,
I feel
latex
like
thing I bought.
I feel like that's a lot of things that, and I think we've talked about it previously, that I find in the Western, because I've gone all over the world doing guesting for conventions and hosting panels of like the intricate builds of like how to put like LEDs and how to like take engineering into cosplay and how it kind of connects together. And it's not just textiles and stuff as far as fabrics. And I've noticed that here on the Western front of things, that kind of shit's not appreciated.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the intricate, the armor, the very detailed stuff isn't as appreciated as it is the rest of the world. Because when I did London Super Comic Con when they were around, and I guested one year, and I was like, the thing of it is like bring heavy stuff, bring very intricate stuff. And here I am making a motherfucking TARDIS dress, like Victorian era, like 1880s, with the French bustle, with LE wire, make it have, play the theme to Doctor Who, like do all this cool shit. And that's exactly what I did. And you wouldn't believe the response. It was just overwhelming. But when I wore like Pichu, they're like, eh. But I wear Pichu here, and you got like mouth breathers constantly. They're like, oh my god! But if I wear the TARDIS, they're like, eh. Where's your nudes, bitch? No, I don't. No, I don't have that. No, I'm a costumer. I have big things, corsets, crazy shit.
Yeah.
So it's just, I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, it's hard because you have to find the balance when you do it for a living. So it's like you have to do the things that are lucrative and what's
what pays for the next project.
Yeah, sex sells. So it's like, I couldn't tell you what it sells, but it sells something. So
it helps you afford the Warbler and the shit for the next build.
Yeah, because they're expensive
so
and they're
wigs.
time consuming. Oh god, I suck at wigs. I hate wigs. Will you wear wigs?
She has cool blue hair.
But she hates wigs.
But she hates wigs.
I do, because it's not like doing real hair. It's like its own monster, and I just don't. It's not a skill that I enjoy learning, so I would just rather not. And I'll do it, but if you notice, like all of my costumes have the most simple wigs because I
like I don't fuck with you.
Don't want to do it. I could braid it. I could put it in a ponytail. I could tease it a little bit, but like, please don't ask me to like do the like
Team Rocket.
Yeah. Oh my god, no. God, please, God,
the
no.
robot hair, whatever they call it, like the big shit. Yeah, no, I'm good.
God. I mean, it's beautiful. I have so much respect for people that do it because it's time consuming and tedious.
So that means, since you've been doing this for just as long as we have, as far as like attending conventions, so you've got to have some crazy fan stories or crazy con stories as much as I do. I think we should like piggyback and like circle through and like.
It's hard to remember.
I was like, let's let the. I think we should spill some beans on here.
Oh yeah.
I think we should crack it open.
Okay, crack open the Death Notebook.
Let's crack open and let's talk about some of the stuff. I actually had one today, oddly enough.
Oh, let's go.
I know, right? So I posted like a Vampirella image that I had shot with a UK photographer when I was in the UK. We did this whole thing, and in the woods, smoke bombs is really fucking cool. Somebody had the audacity to go, I feel like with that costume and your body, the composition could have been better. First of all, I was like, okay, all right, well, you know what? I shoot with what I got because I'm fucking paying for it. You're not. And then and the photographer is fucking bloody brilliant. So it's like, whatever. And so I was like, you shoot with what you got, man. And then someone underneath it goes, show me your pearly whites. So I just want to make this clear, because I've been thinking about this. People that tell you to fucking smile at a character, with a character that they know isn't all princessy, first of all, I think have an oral fetish that they either recognize or don't recognize. The reason why they want you to fucking smile on all your photos is because they want to see how big your mouth is, because they fantasize about putting their dick in it. I'm throwing that out there. So anyone who goes, why don't you fucking smile more? Or why don't you show me your pearly whites? Fuck you, motherfucker.
I've never gone for that angle,
You
guys.
know what?
I mean, that's like,
What do they?
I hadn't thought of it either.
I haven't thought of it
honestly,
like
but
that,
it makes
but-
perfect sense.
You know what, though? So
It
what
really
did they
does.
expect you to say? Like, what do they?
Oh my
seriously-
god,
no,
you're
wait,
right.
Like,
I should do
hold on,
that.
wait a minute. No. Wait. This is what I feel like they want in a response. Oh my god. You know what? You are so right. I should show you my pearly whites. And you know what? To show my grateful, like my being so appreciative that you mentioned it to me, let me suck your dick right now. First of all, I ain't interested in dick, okay? Second of all, you probably can't find yours. Because either it doesn't exist or it's hidden behind a fucking bush and I ain't got time to dig a little caterpillar out of a fucking forest.
She went there, y'all.
So I went there. But I mean,
Remember,
don't
don't ask. Don't ask her to
Don't-
smile. Don't do it.
sell me a pearly white.
Do it.
But I think that's what it is. I think it's an oral fetish.
Interesting.
And I think that's why they do it. Because when people are like, oh, I love when it smiles. Because every time I've heard somebody say, I like like nobody's ever said, I love the way Julia Roberts smiles. Because they're like, man, she's got a big fucking mouth. What she could do with that mouth? And I was like, nobody tells Angelina Jolie to smile. They go, damn, she got some DSLs when she smiles. So if you don't smile, they're like, let me see how big them lips are. Let me see how big that mouth is, girl.
Mhm.
That's exactly what that fucking shit is.
Wow.
I see you.
Wow, that Death Note book is no joke.
Oh, no, I got names. We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. I'm seeing you, Wesley.
So I remember
I think
I
that's
would
what
I'd been working
Somebody
with
telling you to smile?
I'd been working with a
He's having an
cosplayer,
epiphany right now.
and I posted a bunch of photos, and one of them was like a full body photo, but it
Of
was
you? Good
no,
Lord.
no, Jesus, of the cosplayer,
Jesus.
but it showed her feet a little bit.
Oh, boy. You got those people.
Oh shit.
Oh, no.
My DMs just started blowing up. Like people were like, "Oh, do you have any more pictures of her feet? I'll pay you whatever."
I was like, hide your feet.
I was like,
no.
what?
I
What is?
love that.
I was like, what? Whoa.
Give me the foot, guys.
Hold on. I know, but the thing about it is like, he's the photographer. So I can only imagine.
Send him my
Wait,
way.
wait, wait, wait.
Right.
But I can only imagine as the fact of like, you're a photographer and you're just trying to capture this
I'm capturing the
art.
composition.
Oh,
And-
no.
and- no, you're trying to get like the character and you're trying to do all this
And
stuff.
it's been
And somebody's
fetishized.
like, and then you get hit with like a million people going like, yeah, girl, show me the feet.
You
And
got
you're
any?
like,
You got any more of the feet?
and you're like, hello, I'm the photographer. I'm a male. What?
So
You
so I
know?
reached out to the cosplayer and I'm like, hey, I've got all these people that want feet photos. What do you want? What do you want me to do? And at that point, she's like, no, I don't really do feet or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well,
Oh my
Cool.
gosh.
I mean, how would, yeah.
so that was a little bit interesting. The other one that was crazy is it's right along that same vein.
But the smile or the feet?
No, it was them thinking that I'm the cosplayer.
Oh!
Man.
Oh,
Welcome to our
So
world.
so
right.
so I just get this, hey, how are you? You know, I like the photos. And I'm like, hey, thanks. Appreciate that you like my photos. And the next thing you know, a dick pic comes in.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what
My
is
fa-
this?
You
But,
precious, precious boy, you.
I was traumatized.
He
I
must
was
be
like,
protected.
I was like,
Oh,
and then so I
yeah.
just responded, I'm like, bro, I'm the photographer, bro. Like,
no.
he goes, oh, I know.
Here's what I used to tell people, and thank God, like nobody does this anymore because I literally I kept typing back. I'm not into child porn. I'm gonna report you for child pornography because they would send these, and I'd be like, are those grandma's sheets? Because they would be like the 70s orange with the olive green on them, and the white wasn't white anymore. It was grayish.
oh my goodness.
And I'm like, you got shag carpet? I thought we were
The
going there. And
shag
I would just be like, yo, I'm not into little boy dicks. No. And thankfully they fucking stopped. And I'm just like, sorry, bro. I'm 98% fucking clam eating. I am gay. You gotta, and it's not necessarily the dick that's gonna be packing the size, but It's a special personality, and I'm just like, there's no way. Like, you get one. I'm gonna send you one back. I don't know whose it's gonna be. I'm just gonna Google search.
Mine's bigger.
That was wild. I mean, it was, as a photographer, it's not what I was expecting, right? Like,
Sure.
after being complimented for a great photo,
all you had to do is just say mine's bigger.
should have thought I should.
For me, though, I'd be like, you want to see my Ghost Johnson? Phantom Dick. My Roy Rogers. My Italian stallion. I'm not Italian, but it works.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, but there's
my girthworm.
I think that's one of the challenges of as you are more into the scene and you get more fans and people that follow. There's people that are into all kinds of different things.
And I don't judge.
Yeah.
I don't kink
not
shame at all.
No.
And it's just like, I mean, there was one, you know how like you cosplay, like, so for like us, we'll like cosplay a character. And we just think it's got to be the most like boring character known to man. Like, it's got to be something just like for me, I did Captain Hook, right? A gender bend. Absolute gender bend. Calm down. And you just don't think anything of it. Like, it wasn't really sexy. It was the full coat. Like, you did the wig, did the hat. Like, and you got the full fluffy collar. Like, you just don't expect anything out of that, right?
Yeah.
Buckle up. So I had this couple. And because both of them reached out on the same account. They messaged constantly. First, the wife messages me.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, my husband really loves Peter Pan.
Oh, that's a red flag.
Hold on. And she goes, Captain Hook is our favorite. Would you be willing to wear Captain Hook and do the TikTok song? Wait, the TikTok with the crop?
Oh yeah, TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm glad you guys like it, but I'm not like a Disney princess or anything. Like, I'm not going to sing in the costume. Like, I don't do that. I know people do that, like, for like princess parties and prince parties, but like, that's not my thing. And she was like, oh, okay. And that was it. Well, then 2 weeks later, the husband messages me and was like, can we get a print of that? And I'm like, oh no, like, I don't have any more. Like, you know, if it ever comes up on the store, I'll let you know. So, and then like the wife would message a couple weeks later, are you sure you can't do the TikTok song? Like, I'm pretty sure I just don't do that.
I just wonder what their dinner conversations were in between.
You know, and this went on for almost 2 years.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden.
Just in like.
Oh yeah, just
wow.
randomly. So all of a sudden, I get a full-on video, like voice memo. I get a couple of them. And they are both literally drunk. And they are pleading and begging me to do the TikTok song dressed as Captain Hook. And they're even singing the lyrics for me in case I didn't know. And they're literally, the husband's like, you have no idea how important this is for me.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, is this the nut you're never going to have, bro? Like,
you're their great white buffalo.
I do.
Great white buffalo.
Oh my God.
I don't judge anyone's kink, but like at the time, like this, like I'm just costume designing.
She's like, bro, I told you no.
And I'm
Stop trying to get me to do
no
this.
is a sentence. No is a sentence.
What if he said, I'll give you 10 grand?
Oh, done. I would do it for $100. Bro, are you kidding me?
This is before.
I got a lot of debt.
10 G's? Yeah, you want me? What do you need? What do you need?
Bro,
I got 10 years of school to pay off.
How long do you want this video, bro? I'll go live for you for 10 grand.
Am I dressing up as the croc?
Hey, I'll get a croc in there, a clock, like all of it.
God.
TikTok on the croc with a clock.
Oh my God.
On the dot. Let's go.
So, at what point did they stop?
They actually stopped when my main Instagram got taken down.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I think it was just
2
like,
years.
yeah, I think this was just, it was just, you know, it was just
I don't know.
You just hit it right. It was something you
was,
did.
It was just,
They like the
crazy.
collar, they like the hook, they like the hat.
I actually did have a hook, like a prop. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was like
the vibe.
Maybe because of the villain. Maybe because it was like a femme villain. Maybe that's something they like. Maybe it was
he wanted you to cradle him.
I think it was more of a pegging situation. Did you have a peg leg? Maybe you wanted a peg leg.
No, I didn't have a peg leg.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
I could have put on the third.
Maybe they were leading you up to that. Yeah, it started with the TikTok song, and then
I don't know. I'd be like, "Do you need
come
wood?
over for dinner?"
How much to have dinner? If it's $10,000 for the TikTok song, you want to feed me? Too alright.
You're like, I'll take it. 10 G's, then I get fed.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, that's an addition.
Oh, on
That's
top.
an upcharge.
Oh, I see.
That's an upcharge. If I'm in person.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm in person.
I mean, at the time, like, it's super flattering. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, wow, like, man, I nailed that role. You know what I mean? Like, if someone, like, identifies you, even a gender bend, and they were like, no, you nailed the role. And I'm like, so I took a male presenting leading character and put it on a female leading perspective to it and owned it. And I was like, damn, I haven't lost the theater thing. So it was like super flattering. I mean, this was before feeling comfortable taking costuming anywhere else. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I'm just a costumer. Like, cause I was doing panels on like engineering and like how to make that. So it didn't really click in my mind like 10 G's and dinner. You know what I mean? At the time. So I'm just like, that was interesting. But yeah, it's like things like that you just don't know. I mean, we still got a cold that we
I had a person reach out to me. They
want you to do TikToks.
No, they were super excited. Again, they loved my work. And he's like, here's a picture of my wife. Would you mind coming and taking photos of me and my wife while we do some BDSM stuff?
Okay. Well,
and
at least you asked.
Yeah. And, it would just be me and my wife and all of this. And I'm like,
there's a photographer who does that.
Yeah. And I was like,
she kills it.
And I said, that's not my scene, but here's a couple of other photographers that, you might want to reference.
That's
no. We want you to be the person. I was like, oh, well, thank you so much.
Some dangerous
I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I mean, it's just not right now. This is not something that I'm focused on. But here's some other folks that, okay, thank you. And then they were pretty respectful. But I was just like, ooh, that could have been interesting.
It was probably costume related.
Maybe.
It's probably costume related.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Like something like, people that feel, oh, you're in this scene, so you're comfortable and you shoot people really well in costume. So what if we spiced it up? You know what I mean? And did like a BDSM version of it. Yeah. I mean, that's mad respect.
Yeah.
I'd be flattered. I know, and that's not your scene, but
it's not my scene, but I was like, cool. I mean,
that's admirable.
I've never gotten that one before, so I was like, okay.
What about you?
What about me?
Any crazy stories of like that? Like any fan stories?
I mean,
we're just pinballing back
yeah,
and forth.
I don't know. I mean, like, I've definitely gotten some weird requests, but like,
anybody got asked you to dress up in like a kigu or like
no
and a specific anime or like
not really. I honestly, it's kind of weird. Like, even though like most of my like growth has been through like cosplay and like being like lewd with my cosplay, a lot of my like, I hate using the word fans, it sounds so pretentious, a lot of my supporters are like, they just like me, but I kind of look like a cartoon character on my own,
Well, yeah, but I mean, you also have did you just go?
I did. I sure did. So yeah, I don't know. I like they'll like a lot of times like I'll do polls. Do you guys want more like cosplay related things from me on like the spicy sites? And they're like, no, we just want you. I've been asked to do some things that I don't do. But you're talking about the foot guy. I love the foot guys. I'll do all the foot stuff. All the foot stuff.
See, I don't feel like I have that many, and I feel like I have like
I have pretty feet.
One thing that's always been like
you could
thing that I've
color
absolutely
them,
loved.
pedicure, get some pedicures.
Yeah,
like,
they can
I absolutely
my
love my feet. Like they are just like picture perfect. Like I've had so many like pedicurists who are like, well, do you foot model? Like your feet are gorgeous, and I'm like, no. why don't anyone like my feet more? I've always said the things I love, that even like before I knew that like feet fetish was a thing, I always said like my 2 favorite things are my eyes, because I have very long eyelashes and almond eyes, and my feet. Like those are the 2 favorite physical attributes that I've absolutely just loved always. And so I'm just like, man, I never get those people.
I don't know. I dated a foot guy for a little bit, and that was kind of weird.
Well, tell us about that.
Well, it was just weird for me because, like, okay, I think it's great, and I love to make people feel good. And if you're feeling good, I'm feeling good, right? But it's not something that I, like, gravitated to myself, right? So, like, you know, when it's like, I didn't ask you to put my foot in your mouth, but you did. Okay, that's fine. I guess that feels interesting. And then, you know,
it's a different sensation.
It is a different sensation. So, like, having somebody, like, you know, with your feet, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. So I guess, like, when I started getting requests for it, it wasn't that weird because I had already been with someone that was like that.
You've already been broken in.
Oh.
I mean, like, oh, wow.
Don't say that.
The
that sounds bad.
The only time that I've actually got, like, a request for feet, actually, is in the book. And it was a guy who requested cold pasta on my bare feet. Now, I said the same thing. How does he know if it's cold or not? He told me that if it's warm, it's more malleable. And if it's cold, it's firmer. And it, like, I don't know. He wanted me to stick my feet in a bowl of cold pasta. No, this is the same time with the TikTok crock.
Wow, you got some pretty
right
interesting.
Out of the boat.
Whoa!
And I had done one photo where, again, I didn't know it was a thing, but I was like at the beach, and I had, like, you know, sometimes to put your feet in the beach and, like, you know, touch grass. For those who are listening, you know, get out and fucking see the world. And it popped in the same time with the TikTok crock Captain Hook people.
What if it was the same people?
It
just on a different
account.
Let's
try this angle. Let's try this angle.
Oh god! And while you're at it, when you do put your feet in the pasta, could you dress up like Captain Hook?
You know what? The way that
just a thought. Just spitballing.
Put the pasta on the hook and, like, you know,
oh yeah,
feed it
baby.
to me.
Oh god.
The way that it was written.
We're back to the pig leg.
Somebody need wood? I need a lumberjack. No, it's the way that it was written was 2 completely different. Like,
you can tell people.
I'm like, these people aren't even related. So
interesting.
I definitely knew they were not the same person. Even drunk, because I had drunk verification, sober verification was not the same with the foot person. So that makes sense. Although, lucky, you have to tell me if you've had this one. I had a person. I did my first anime convention in Miami. This was like Anime Miami, like 2014, into 2014, November 2014. I had this guy, so I was at the booth. I was by myself because my handler, like, had went to the bathroom, whatever, was, like, getting food. So I was, like, just sitting there. I was dressed as a Vaporeon, like a humanized Vaporeon, right? So Jijinku, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I could, like, the whole con, this guy had been walking around in, like, a white fox mask, like, just a plastic mask on his face. And he kept walking by, and he would just look. And I'm like, okay, bro, after 6 times in one day, it's kind of obvious. You just kind of giving me the side glance. Like, I feel like,
just come up.
Yeah, like, hello.
Just come on over.
How are you? So finally, I'm, like, taking photos of someone else. And he's waiting. And so he gets up to me and he, like, faints. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I was like, do you need a chair? And he just like, yeah. So I, like, slid out my chair into the aisle, had him sit there, and he's like, I just wanted a photo, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, it's completely fine, right? Like, I feel bad. So, like, he like, slid the mask up over, right? And he's like, can we get the photo? And I'm like, yeah. So he, like, hands his phone to another guy. And he's like, but I can't stand. I said, it's okay. It's like, just sit there, like, relax for a second. He's like, can you stand next to me? And I was like, yeah. So I stood next to him. And I go to take a photo, and he sticks his arm around my waist. Now, when I was dressed as Vaporeon, I had this, like, a whole top on, and then I had a skirt, so my stomach was exposed. And he tried to lick my belly button for this photo.
No.
Oh, I got a thing with belly
Hold on.
buttons.
Wait,
That is.
wait. It gets better.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa. And I like pushed him. I was like, oh, wait. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I just love your belly button. He's like, I love your belly button so much. I've been following you and I just absolutely just love it. He's like, I just want to mirror it. I just want to mirror your belly button. And I was like, what? About this time, like, my handler comes back.
Man, fuck your feet, dude. The belly button's where it's at.
And
20
hide
grand.
that shit. And so, like, so my handler comes back this time, and like, they're like, the fuck is going on? Seeing this, they, this kid runs away, and I thought all is well. He finds me on social media, and he finds me on Instagram, and he's writing his love and pledges his life to my belly button.
Oh my god.
Then
This is so good, guys. You can't make this shit up. This is what
Then
happens.
I go to Florida Super Comic-Con. Oh, yes, which is also in Miami. I thought I was safe. And I was at the booth. And I was doing my thing, as always, greeting people. Hi, how are you doing, dressed in cosplay? Lo and behold, same guy, same outfit. It wasn't a cosplay. It was just regular street clothes and a white fox mask, wandering everywhere. So I let the guys know, because I was with the Hot Flips guys again. I let them know, hey, belly button guy.
Belly button.
He has a name. He has a nickname. That's how you know it's bad. Oh, God.
And so they were like, what? I'm like, white fox. And so they were like, oh, here we go. And he kept circling. He's like, Ireland, I sent your belly button a present. Did you get the belly chain? And I was like, oh God, that was you. Because there was no note. And then he was like, I've sent you all these messages. Why haven't you responded? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm very busy. Like, I don't have time to check all the emails and stuff. And about to send Hot Flips guys, like, we need you for an interview. Like, sorry, I gotta go, bye. So now the running joke is every time that I tell my father that I'm going down to Miami for a Comic-Con, he says, beware the belly button guy and cover up.
Oh. That's scary. Oh, God.
Did your belly button like the present?
I have like a weird thing with belly buttons.
I'm like, does it talk?
And that's gross. Like, I'm sorry, but like that is a hard no for
It's
me.
better than your ear.
I would rather somebody lick my fucking ear.
No,
than
they're
my
gonna
belly
try to
button.
fuck your ear.
I don't want somebody to fuck my belly button. That sounds absolutely horrible. I would rather them try to, because I can turn my face and bite you. Get away from my belly button, bro. I slapped someone in the face for poking me in the belly button. Like, it is not.
What are you, Pillsbury 2.0?
I don't like it, yo. I don't know what
I
it
don't
is. It's a
either.
weird sensation. Maybe it's the tism. I don't know. But literally,
does it.
like,
The tiz is strong.
it makes me angry. Like, I'm like, don't
I don't like it
fucking
either.
touch it.
'Cause- no, fuck
Ah.
that. No.
So, like, just thinking about that makes me want to throw up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not trying to get. That's cool. If you like belly buttons, that's cool. I don't. I'm the foot
not
girl,
saying-
not the belly button girl.
I'm saying, like, I don't, and I've never judged anyone's fetish ever, and I never will. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's your thing.
like-
for sure.
Ted Bundy, you to dead people, that's you. You know what I mean? Like, you do you, boo boo. But like, the thing of it is like, don't do that in public. Like, to me, like, don't push it past its limit. You can ask something, but
Yeah.
don't forcefully, like, no is a sentence.
Right.
Like, please.
Well, he didn't even
Like,
give you the chance to say no.
No, and it's one of those things where it's like, just because you're doing it doesn't mean that I'm to it. I'm not going to judge you for what you want to do or what you're into and what gets your rocks off and you know, whatever. But, like, respect people's boundaries. And then I'm just like, my dude, like, I know the fucking shit's cute. Like, I work fucking hard on these fucking abs every day and I have for like a couple decades. But I'm like, mirroring the belly button? Like,
Pledge your love to your belly button.
like, now you know some girl on a spicy side will be like, belly button lint. $1 million, and that shit'll sell like crazy. Oh, we have a long list.
That'll probably happen.
Oh my god.
We have a long list.
I have an interesting, and it's a nice con story. Okay, so
Okay.
we're at Ontario Comic-Con or Comic-Con Los Angeles.
Comic-Con Revolution?
No, it was the one in Ontario.
Is it an anime convention?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like
So I can't remember the name of it, but I was over there and I had brought my son, right? And we were, it was one of
Family outing.
his first cons to go to.
Oh.
And we're rolling through it and he's hungry. And I'm like, man, I don't know. con food sucks pretty badly. And I remember this. There's this group, and it's like 4 of them. They're dressed in anime, and they're making something. And I'm like, what are they making? So we walk over there, and they're making Japanese curry. So they have a rice cooker, they have Japanese curry.
Dude, that's right.
Japanese curry is the
and
shit.
I was like, whoa, this is cool. I was like, son, we should try Japanese curry. So they're super happy that we walked over, right? They're like, oh yeah, somebody wants to try our food. So I gave him the rice, they put the Japanese curry on it, and he tore it up, and he's like, this is why I love Japanese. To this day,
He loves it though.
Japanese
Yeah,
curry
he does.
because of the fact that he got Japanese curry at the convention with those cosplayers.
Good stories.
And I was like,
stories.
that's a great.
That's
That's
wholesome.
super
That's super.
That's what
wholesome
it's
and
all
super good.
about.
I don't follow some stories like that. I mean, I've seen a lot of proposals. Those are always cute.
Oh my god.
The
let's
con
not talk
proposals.
about that. No,
I don't.
they're
I would not
No,
want it
they're
for
not.
me, but I don't want to get married, so there's
I
that.
ruined one.
Oh,
I ruined one.
Why?
I didn't mean to. I
Oh.
did. I didn't mean to. I swear on all that's holy to all gods, both old and new. I did, and I did not mean to. So I was at WeebCon last year. Not this year, last year.
The one that we were at.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So everyone that knows when I usually do like anime conventions, I'm usually with Bryce Poppenbrook, right? The English voice dub goat. And so he was next to me at the booth, and I was with Trina. So they were doing a Maisa and Aaron Yeager Attack on Titan, right? And Rob was next to us because it was like the 3 Attack on Titans. Trina went for a break. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the booth and I'm gonna take a snack, like take a quick thing of like protein real quick or whatever. And there's a curtain behind us and there's a chair on the other side of the curtain because it's up against this wall. And I have my backpack and shit there, right? It's also where the beam is and the curtain on the thing here and Bryce is standing next to me directly on the other side. And normal on typical Fridays when I'm handling help, I have a cropped muscle shirt that has my name on it with my Shamrock, Ireland Shamrock. Because if I'm working with somebody new, so the celebrity doesn't forget what my fucking name is. It's like a big name tag, right? Yeah, miss me, it's fucking green. So, and red hair, I look like a fucking Christmas tree or a Celtic flag. So, I'm literally, I think we have to reenact this. So I'm literally, back turned to everyone at the con. Here's the thing. Here's Bryce over here with meeting his green pea with his fucking 4-hour line. And I'm in my backpack like a fucking hamster shoving snacks, right? And I'm taking the protein, right? I'm stuffing my cheeks of food because I'm like, nummy. And all of a sudden, it dawned on me I didn't take my medicine, So I'm like taking my medicine for the tiz, right? Because the ADHD and autism. So I'm taking it. And I'm like, it's kind of late to be taking it. And realizing that, all of a sudden I see shiny, like lights, like, ooh, like, oh, what is that? Like a bright, a bright light.
Go to the lights. Go to the light.
Who's taking a photo? Like, because I'm going to be in this photo, right? Because I'm like, ooh. So I look, just kind of like turn my profile a little bit, and I see a light coming out of a box. And I was like, the fuck? And that was my face, was like, oh fuck. And it was a ring box. And then I looked and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And then I see a guy on the knee right on this side and a girl over here. I'm directly in the middle of this proposal. Bryce is standing right there with the camera and he's recording this whole proposal.
Oh my gosh.
And I have turned with my name on the shirt, holding snacks, going, the fuck? On my face, realizing, shit, this is being filmed. Instead of like a normal human being and turning the other way to flee, I turn around and go, completely look into the camera and go, the fuck? And run away.
That's great.
Everyone in Trina's line saw it. They're laughing. They are literally laughing.
That's great.
Because proposals, especially public ones, I'm like, fuck no. Like, fuck no.
Oh,
hell fuck no. That is not romantic. That is fucking creepy as fuck.
Some people like it. I mean, I would feel cornered, but
I would feel cornered.
Yeah, but I have commitment issues. This is why I'm poly. So, if somebody did that, I would be like, oh God, I feel obligated to say something nice. Fuck. Yeah, then next thing you know, I would be stuck in another 6 years
You'd be like,
horrible
So-
relationship. Yeah.
I say this because on one of my birthdays, an ex proposed to me at dinner in front of my parents and my family in the middle of a public restaurant, my favorite restaurant. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, it came out of the blue. And I was just like,
Ooh. And you don't like surprises.
no. And I hate it. It's a tism trigger. Like, I should have fucking knew I was autistic. I knew I was ADHD, but I should have known I was, like, not diagnosed autistic. And I was just like, no. And I'm sitting here going, So this whole Bryce thing,
Hard no.
Bryce literally comes up to me as I'm just like mortified on my face, and he goes, yo, he's like, way to kill it. And I was like, was I in there? He's like, you were directly behind them. I was like, did you get me? And he was like, you were kind of hard to miss. I was like, I felt so bad. And
That's
like,
hilarious.
everyone in Bryce's line saw it. And I mean, we're talking like 70 people. Like,
They're probably just like,
everyone in Trina's line saw it, which was probably another 40 people. And I was just like, it's not like I get away because my name was on my shirt.
hard to miss.
Like a beacon.
Red hair.
It's like a beacon.
Like a
You're
beacon.
like-
So I was like, there goes that one. So yeah, proposals ruined it. I don't know. I didn't mean to. It wasn't like I intentionally did that. That one I fucked up. I ruined that. I probably
Yeah, but
ruined
if
that.
they're cool, then they would love
No, I
that.
don't think so. She looked mortified. I don't think she realized that like I had just crashed this whole fucking thing. But she looked mortified that he did it in front of Bryce.
Oh.
So she was just like,
Oh my god.
this look on her face and shaking, and she was just like awkwardly hugging this guy, and I was like, yo, y'all gonna this wedding's not going down.
Oh my god. That makes. Oh.
How about, ever seen any fights break out at a con?
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people get thrown out of conventions.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Or like the villa parties at Colossal Prime always used to get. I don't know how they are now that they have other Colossals, but back in the day when that was like the party con, the cops always came to the villas. Yeah, every time someone would go to the hospital for something,
Oh, shit.
and somebody would get arrested for something, and it was usually fighting. And, like, someone would go to the hospital because they got too drunk. You know what I mean? It was always, like, dumb stuff. But it's
fighting? Nerds fighting at a con?
dude, I don't know, man. People are drinking and...
Like, what are you going to fight
Somebody-
over? Oh,
some-
I mean, you could fight over a lot.
Who's better, Naruto or Sasuke?
Yeah, that's probably how it started.
Who's better, Vegeta or Goku?
Horror Alliance, what's going on?
Oh,
God.
you want to throw hands?
On site.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always a horde. It's never the alliance.
Always.
For the horde. I'm
For the
whore.
horde.
I mean horde.
For the whores. Yeah.
School.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You know, I actually got a war shit. We can pull some Viking shit back here.
That's dope.
Oh yeah, you keep adding to the collection. I mean,
I love it.
as people keep giving you stuff,
See,
just
it's
keep
just-
filling it.
that's all. I bought all this shit.
That's
the problem.
Glitch.
Oh, have you ever seen any cosplayers actually butt heads and fight?
Not like physically.
No, they don't.
No, they're all
No.
usually a little petulant shit. So
Yeah,
they'll go home and
everybody's
do it
a
online.
little. I don't know. See, and I feel bad saying it because I don't know. I mean, like you
You're
right.
a costume designer.
Yeah,
just
I
dress up
don't
in
have
your
time
shit.
for that, and I'm also like I don't know a fucking adult, and I don't fucking fight with people like that.
Bill sees something Bill doesn't
Don't
like.
laugh.
Bill walks away.
Yeah, it's just it's
Bill
like
says shit.
mind your business, mind your business, go away. No,
Does it pay
I
your
don't know.
fucking bills? No. Then fuck off.
I've had a lot of people be rude, like, but not cosplayers. Like, usually if there's issues with cosplayers, I feel like people just avoid each other, because nobody knows how to talk to anybody else. But
You got your book?
like fans and like attendees, like I've definitely had like a handful. Usually people are super, super nice. Like usually people are really awesome and really supportive. It's always like random people that aren't buying anything from anyone or like literally like go there to harass cosplayers. I was at
with the
UwuCon.
intent.
Oh yeah, I was at UwuCon, which was in Arizona last year. And
I don't know how I didn't run into you.
you were there
Mm-hmm.
last year.
I was there with talent, yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, well, I can tell you why. Because we weren't allowed in the green room. Because we were not allowed to mingle. Us peasant cosplayers were not allowed to mingle with the voice actors. They didn't have another space for us.
No.
And it's like, we need a place to fucking change.
Again,
and
you're
go to the
obligated.
bathroom.
You're just an obligation that they feel like they have to bring you in because it's a thing. It's not that they want you there.
That's ridiculous, though, because it's like,
We've
dude,
had this conversation.
if we are all guests,
Mm-mm.
then it shouldn't fucking matter.
Nope.
Because I love anime. But they're voice actors. I'm not going to walk in a room and be like, oh, it's this person. Now, if they start talking, I might be like, oh, shit, I feel like that's Eren Yeager.
You'd be surprised because I feel like a lot of it now is just cloud chasing. So people come up and be like, can I get a photo with you? I mean, there's some handlers that
I also just feel like the answer to that is no.
There's some handlers that I work with that shouldn't be handlers because all they do it for, like, they don't, like, the pay's not right there, but, like, they do it so they can corner these people in the green room so they can specifically get photos to put on Instagram.
To be hanging out with them.
Look at me, I'm something popular. No, you're trash, and you're literally taking this.
I guess because I don't think like that. For me, I walk into a con and I'm
You're
like,
genuine.
I just need a place to fucking change my clothes and shove food into my mouth. Like, I actually don't even want to talk to anybody. Like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
That's autism.
Yeah, so, but anyway, we had this guy, and he came up and harassed more than just me, and he was a vendor. This dude was a vendor. Yeah, he ended up getting kicked out. I honestly don't even remember what he said. He was so insignificant, but he came up and he, like, flipped through my books, and he's like, I gave him my rundown, like, oh, these are my prices, hope you're having a good time, if you have any questions, just let me know, and, if you do this for a living, okay. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. And he made 2 rounds. Like, he walked around the cosplayers
this is a fucking hobby.
Several times. And he walked up to several girls' booths and just said some, like, rude-ass shit. And, so he had enough complaints that he got thrown out.
Wow.
I don't fucking tolerate bullying. Like that's one thing. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to interact with people, and I'm here to have a good time. And if you're going to come up in here and you're going to be a dick to me, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm going to remove you.
Right.
Like, I don't have time.
The enforcer.
Yeah, like, motherfucker, I will throw you out myself, but I got fucking 6-inch heels on right now. One of them's about to go up your ass if you don't change your tone.
She actually would.
Martial artist over here, too.
Don't fuck with her. She'll...
So I think, like, the last one that I want to put on here is probably the most notable one, considering this individual has affected a lot of people that are close to my circle. Is it who I think it is? It is. It absolutely is. So I had a person. So I lost one of my pupperitos. I lost a puppy. I lost one of my dogs. Yep. Unfortunately, in 2017. And
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Jake. And so I had someone, literally who was on my social media, draw a digital image, like, did a digital image of, like, artwork of my dog. And I thought it was super sweet. And literally, like, said, hey, can I draw this? And I was like, oh, okay. Sent it to me. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, can you email this to me? Because I would like to print it out, make sure your signature's on it, because I want to hang it up. Like, it's really good, And was like, yeah, sent it to my email. Lo and behold, did I know that was going to open a can of fuck no worms, okay? This person went on a tangent. Little had I had known that the same person had came up to my booth at New York Comic Con several years prior and would literally bring me trade backs of Marvel and DC past comics of characters and said, you need to do these characters. Now, I know it's a spectrum thing because one on the spectrum can identify one on the spectrum. It just seemed a little off-putting but couldn't, like, speak well. It's just part of the motor skill ability. So I was like, no big deal. So they would email constantly. Find me at New York Comic Con at the booth, would perch up, would make things so fucking uncomfortable because I try to be patient while they would be able to get all their words out and talk to me, which, I'm going to give everyone time. I'm not going to rush anyone. Some people get nervous. Some people get worked up, like anxiety. Like, I totally get all this. And when I would have to be like, hey, I'm sorry, I have to stop you. I've got to go do this interview. I have to go do this over here. And it was true. I had to go do it. They would get violent.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they would start getting pissed off. They would start getting angry. Why do you da 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 da? And I'm like, I have to. It's part of the obligation of being here. Like, I have to. Blah blah blah. Literally would try to message on Instagram, like everything else. Then would start sending me emails, calling me their girl. Literally write the word space friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was their girl space friend. Not a girlfriend, a girl space friend. But literally carried on like we were in a full relationship. And I never once, ever replied to any of the emails other than the one, thank you for the file of you drawing my dog. Never humored anything else on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Never checked a DM, nothing. And it got bad. It got so bad that I was getting threatening emails.
Oh my.
I got a huge breakup email where he was breaking up with me, all this other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Literally came to my booth in New York, was perched up, said he refused to leave anywhere unless I spoke to him. Took one of my print, like my signage on my booth, flipped over, wrote their number and said, you need to call me. You were supposed to show up at a date that you didn't show up. I'm like, what the fuck? Everything else. I had to get security involved. I had to get all this stuff involved.
Sounds like someone that should probably be like
medicated
in mind. I don't mean that in a rude way.
Yeah. Then during COVID, like Googled like where I had my PO box, and like somehow got a like real life image of it, not like a Google Earth one, and was like, I found where your PO box is, bro. You live in motherfucking Jersey. What the fuck you doing over here? He's like, I'm gonna wait here until you show up.
Oh my god.
Like all this other stuff. Then it gets better. Then
did you call the cops?
Oh, it got pretty bad. So then when I went over to the UK, I was hanging out with my girlfriend, Tabby at the time. Literally, I'm going to pull this up. This is ridiculous. Sit, notebook. This one's intense. Literally, I'm sitting there with her and she goes, hey, do you know this person? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, this person's messaging me saying that they need to talk to you. You're their girl space friend. And like, he's getting pretty angry. And I'm like, block him. Like, take a screenshot, send it to me, block him. So I had to tell her the story. Then he messages you.
Yep.
Yep. Wasn't he like trying to find out like where I was and stuff?
Trying to find out where you were. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that he was infatuated. Like in his mind, they were together.
I had only talked to him at the booth, and since he had a stuttering issue, he only said like 2 sentences each time. Each New York Comic Con like was just 2 sentences. Like I never could get anything else like out. So he had this whole full fantasy that we were in a relation, and I've never talked to this guy.
It's like terrifying.
So then he draws a digital image.
Okay, that's concerning.
And read it. And draws this digital image of I'm strung up like a mariachi puppet, and my limbs are being ripped off, and there's blood everywhere. And when he caught the internal rage with N, and was like, tagged Tabitha in it, and goes, I made this starring the lovely Ireland Reid. And it has 3 titles. I call it The Exorcism of Rage, or The Price of Fame, or The Loss of Humanity. To become a living product. What? Let me know if you want the story behind the piece in the comments. Oh, Artie, what do you think? I hope wifey likes it. And I was like,
this is someone that needs to
and then
be
he writes
institutionalized.
He writes this whole like what it means. We have Ireland Reid as a former human, now a broken puppet. Mm-hmm. Like this whole thing kept afloat by faceless hands of a marketing like whole thing. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah,
I
and
feel like
then
that's
my cats are in there, bro. Like my banner took it, like cat, like all.
I feel
this
like
stuff.
that like gives me chills. Like I
Right?
would fear for my safety. Like that's scary.
Like,
that's freaky.
every time that like when I had a
Wow.
Patreon, like he tried to get on Patreon, like I had to quickly block and refund.
Yep.
Like anything I've ever done, I've had to like no. And anytime I go to New York Comic Con, like it's really good. Like all my guys at Hot Flips, like nobody looks like they've already talked to security, they've already talked to promoters. He shows up, he's escorted out. Like it's one of those things where you've crossed the security brink line, police have been notified. Like
Yeah, you're done.
I've literally had like I literally counted like every time that he's physically been at the booth at New York Comic Con, and literally the most 2 or 3 sentences I've ever got out of him. I love your work as Star Lord. Oh, okay, and then he'd be like, I got it for you, and then would leave. I mean, that's like, but it would take like 15 minutes, which is fine. I don't care.
Yeah,
but like that was the extent of our conversations.
Right.
Like that was it.
I believe you.
No, I can't. And it's just one of those
Yeah.
things, guys, where
Jeez, that's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
That's
Like you
crazy.
can't make that shit up.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those.
And he notified you,
Oh yeah.
and he was reaching out to
That's
everyone
freaky.
that I had ever worked with. He reached out to Hot Flips, anyone that I had tagged,
Yeah.
anyone of like I
Holy
had
shit.
He
collaborated,
shared that stuff with me too. Some of that stuff.
and I collaborated and shot with. Like he literally went through my media and was telling everyone, and I'm like,
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the challenges I think a lot of people that are in the entertainment business and in the cosplay community face is that there's a line that blurs, right? And I think that people think that they have more access to somebody than they really do because somebody
yeah.
says, "Hey, how are you?
Honestly,
How was your day?"
I feel you. I'm very big on setting boundaries, and what you just said, like I don't allow people that I love and know intimately to have access to me at all times. So when people that I don't know feel like entitled to that, I'm very quick to restrict their access further. I've never had something aggressive like that, but I have a handful of people currently. Every single day they message me. Every single day they tell me they are in love with me.
Wow. Impressive.
I don't
I mean, how could you not?
I mean,
I've got my harem. They reach out to me every day. If they didn't, I'd have a problem with it.
yeah. come pay respect,
Pay tribute.
yeah, but no,
Pay tribute.
it's like it's really sweet, right? And
it's endearing.
it's endearing, but it does hit a point where it's like I don't know how much to interact with people like that because I am afraid of something like that happening, because I don't want someone to take that very just basic human kindness and kind of run with it and have it become, because it is threatening. You are putting yourself in a vulnerable
position.
Yeah, so it can be
Absolutely.
a little tough, and I feel you when it comes to like meeting people that do have like maybe like a little bit of that like awkward thing about them, right? And like they come up to you and like,
so you get it. So you're
I totally understand.
You get it. You identify it from one to the next, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I know where you are, and I know what skill sets you're having issues with,
Mhm.
and you're accommodating for that because you're like, yeah, I get you. I feel like there's some things
Oh,
I
absolutely.
can't
Yeah, and
do.
for some people, I mean, it takes a lot of courage to come up and say
Right.
something to somebody,
Especially
especially if
someone
you
who plays
admire
the
them.
villain
Yeah.
constantly. You
And
know what I mean?
I will
So-
say too, like there is something like on a wholesome note, like it's something like so awesome when like you do have these interactions with people that like, and they literally tell you like, thanks for being nice to me, or like you're so much nicer than I thought you would be, and it's
Mhm.
like,
It's endearing.
it's like
That surprises me too.
and it makes
when they
my
say that to you.
heart hurt because it's like clearly you don't know me very well. But no, it's just like it's nice because it's like it makes me a little sad because it's like I guess people just aren't nice to you. I mean,
No,
like
they're
people
not.
should be nice to you.
But then,
And you're so supportive of me. Of course I'm gonna be supportive of you. Like
what the hell? We're all humans.
But I mean,
And-
I've seen people hanging out at your booth, just like
dude, I have
just
some
standing
people,
there, like who won't say anything.
I have a couple people that I will come because I do work a lot of cons around here, and I've kind of developed these relationships with people that will see me at every con that I'm at and they're at. They will come and see me, and they'll just hang out by my booth, and I'm like, that's cool. You can hang. You're gonna see me stuffing this protein bar in my face, but if you want to hang out and just flip through my book 85 times today, go for it, dude. That's cool.
You know, and speaking like of vulnerability and stuff, like I used to do a thing where I'd be like, I'd take a photo in the room, be like, hey guys, this is what I'm wearing today. I'll see you guys at the booth. Yeah. I had to stop that shit. Because I literally had people go, oh, I recognize that hotel mirror. You're staying at this hotel, blah, 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 blah. And this particular mirror is located on these floors. And I'm like,
you're like, damn, I ain't putting up anything.
I never put my location anywhere.
So my favorite thing I do is I love it. I absolutely love it.
Until I'm gone.
Exactly. I will go and do cool ass shit. I'll do it. I'll go places. I'll do things. You're lucky if I post it a month afterwards.
Yeah.
You're lucky if I post it at all. The only time that I actually post that I am somewhere at that moment, stories, post, whatever, is at a convention where there's security.
At the booth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's metal detectors. Yeah. I am not fucking with knife warriors. I'm not fucking with any of that shit. I'm making sure that it is guarded by that stuff, but I will never post it. If I go to Disneyland, you don't fucking know it till maybe a month later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never telling anyone in the stories. I'm never telling anyone on social media where I am at any point in time, unless it is at a convention where there's metal like detectors, and it's security, and you gotta have a badge to see it. Like, fuck no. I'm not fucking with that. Is that Toby? Yes. Oh, you've been graced with the Toby. Hello, okay. And I just won't, because I feel like it's vulnerable, and I'm not worried, like, because I can fucking take care of myself. That's what I've been trained for. That's what my job's for. Like, I'm good. I'm worried for that individual if they come near me, because then I have to go from where, I'm at a con, I'm a con professional, to kick over to full-time job.
Yep.
And then that just then I'm gone. But it's one of those things where I'm also fearful of what that other person will do to other people.
Oh, yeah.
So other people attending are at risk. So it's just one of those things where, I just don't trust the motherfucker. So I just don't post shit anywhere.
Yeah. It's a tough balance.
You want people to feel included. Like, you want to show them things.
For sure.
You want to be like, oh, here, I'm at this card shop. I'm breaking these packs. Or, I'm going to this here. Hi, Loki. And here we are, our stream mascot.
What a beautiful...
But you can't take that. You can't take that risk. You just can't. Not for the people around you. Not for, any loved ones. Not for any of that.
No, you got to be careful.
Yeah, because like, I don't tell people who my fucking parents are. I don't tell people.
That's why all of us go by different names.
Anything else, because like the second thing Google search was, where do my parents live, or who are my parents? Like, it's none of your fucking business. They could be dead for all you fucking know. Yeah. Like, I ain't telling you shit. I could be fucking adopted. I might not know my fucking parents. Like, fuck off, bro.
I will say, my dad's crazy. He'd be like, I wish someone would show up. He could be like,
I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would. That's what
my dad's crazier than anyone else. So
I don't know, man. My mom.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Dude, the turnip that like does not like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'll put it that way. Yeah. I had to learn stuff like growing up in a male dominated field. My mom, being the alpha that she is, and she doesn't have to tell you that. She will literally tell you. Like, you ask her what her name is, she's like, my name is fucking bitch, so now you fucking know it. Like, that is her straight off the bat.
Nice.
Like, she's the one that loves the word cunt like I do. So, my mom's thing is, like, she's also autism. So she's like, why do they call panty liners? Why didn't they just call them cunt covers?
That's genius.
Right?
I like that.
Right?
For marketing purposes.
It's literally like, you have to go look, because I have them from bikinis. They're literally on the door says cunt covers. Like, my mom's a fucking genius. But literally, like,
just outspoken as fuck.
That's how it is.
That's not my dad. You've met my dad.
Yeah.
He's real nice and real cool. And he's like low key crazy.
Low key, quit showing everyone your booty hole. That's not church. No cat booty.
That's true. You're such a bully. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've got so many other ones. I feel like there's part 2, but
yeah, we could probably do a part 2 on this one.
We haven't even gotten to the fan fiction stories that I've found.
Oh Lord.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, my
it's stuff that people
goodness.
fantasize at cons. Like, don't get me started.
See, I live those fantasies
No,
at cons.
no.
Maybe not the Captain Hook kind, but most people's like normal fantasies, I guess.
No, here's the thing though. I wouldn't mind them if they were actually good. But a lot of these, like, I'm like,
Cold pasta.
you really need to like read hentai
Oh.
because, like, you guys, my grandma's smutty novels of, you know, the Harlequin love romance novels were dirtier than what you're writing. Like,
Oh,
50
man.
Shades of Grey was already like beginner porn. Like, you didn't even come up to that yet.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you're gonna write some spice of fan fiction, write some spice of fan fiction. Don't get it like,
Hit me with your best shot.
don't
she
do
said.
it like cold.
Make it count.
You got one shot. Better make it count.
One opportunity.
I was gonna do it. Yeah. Go Eminem.
Well, I think we should do a part 2 for sure, because there's just so. I mean, you're starting to bust out some of this other
Well,
stuff.
you've got a
that-
bunch of other cons to get to. I mean, this notebook is thick.
Oh God.
It's black and it's thick and it's juicy. Oh yeah. Are you interested in doing a Does it pipe your interest, darling?
I mean, yours perked up for sure.
Oh, shag me, baby. So yeah, I
Do I
think
make
so.
you horny, baby? Do I make you randy?
You want to pet the pussy in my lap? Is my cat sitting here?
I do. He's got the best balls.
All right, y'all. Well, that concludes an awesome podcast. I want to thank Katy LaGray for
hanging
showing
out
up
with
and
us.
hanging out with us.
Thank you, darling.
That was amazing.
Now my pussy wants you. As he climbs to her
Bring
lap.
him to me.
Thanks, y'all. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Have a good one. See you next week.
it.